Mr. President, I rise today to speak as if in morning business, to introduce a bill that is sponsored by every woman in the United States Senate. All 17 of us have come together to award the Congressional Gold Medal to the Women Air Force Service Pilots, called the WASP. Senator Mikulski and I are taking the lead on this with the other 15 women senators to finally honor 1,000 of the bravest, most courageous women in U.S. military history. This is a picture of those brave World War II pilots. They were the first women in history to fly America's military aircraft. Between 1942 and 1944, they were recruited to fly non-combat missions so every available male pilot could be deployed in combat. The women pilots who graduated from Army Air Force flight training earned their silver WASP wings in Texas. The first class graduated at Ellington Field in Houston, and the remaining classes from Avenger Field in Sweetwater, Texas. Throughout their service, these courageous women flew over 60 million miles in every type of aircraft and on every type of mission flown by Army Air Force male pilots, except direct combat missions. Although they took the military oath and were promised military status when they entered training, they were never afforded active duty military status, were never commissioned, and were not granted veteran status until 1977, over 30 years after they had served. All these women volunteered to serve their country in wartime. They paid their own way to Texas for training, and when victory seemed certain and the program was shut down, they paid their own way back home. Over 25,000 women applied for the program, but only 1,830 qualified women pilots were accepted. Unlike the males, females were required to be qualified pilots before they could even apply for the Army Air Force's military flight training program. By the time the war ended, 38 women pilots had lost their lives while flying for their country. Their families were not allowed to have an American flag placed on their coffins. I wrote about the WASP in my 2004 book, American Heroines, the Spirited Women Who Shaped Our Country. I wanted to raise public awareness about these military pioneers who've had a tremendous impact on the role of women in the military today. Their example paved the way for the armed forces to lift the ban on women attending military flight training in the 1970s and opened the door for women to be fully integrated as pilots in the armed forces. Today, women fly every type of aircraft, from combat fighter aircraft to the space shuttle. However, despite their cultural impact, the WASP have never received honors, nor have they been formally recognized by Congress for their wartime military service until now. We, the women of the Senate, are introducing legislation to award the Congressional Gold Medal to the courageous WASP of World War II. The Congressional Gold Medal is the highest and most distinguished award that this body can award to a civilian. These women are certainly worthy, and there are precedents for this action. In 2000 and 2006, this body awarded the Congressional Gold Medal to the Navajo Code Talkers and the Tuskegee Airmen, respectively. Those heroes deserved the same type of distinction, and they too served in World War II and were finally appropriately honored by their government. Now it is time for Congress to celebrate the courage of another group of remarkable Americans who served with courage and honor and whose example brought historic change to our nation. Of the 1,102 WASP, approximately 300 are still alive today and are living in almost every state of our nation. They have earned this honor, and the time to bestow the honor is now, really before any of them are away from us and not able to come to the ceremony, which I hope we will have. I'm so pleased that every female senator, all 17 of us, are co-sponsors of this bill. And I hope the rest of our colleagues will also join and that we can pass this bill expeditiously.